So for the final video on our misdemeanor series, we want to talk about an appeal. And so there's two situations where we use an appeal. One is we decided to go ahead and have the trial, and then we lost. And then the sentence was something we just can't handle, and so we want to appeal it up to the next judge. The other situation is, we do get some mean judges, some bad judges. Judge Derrick over in White County with BB and some other courts, he's awful. And so he's known for these really harsh rulings, and he's just going to find everybody guilty. So sometimes in those situations, we can get a deal worked out ahead of time with the prosecutor, where we just walk in and plead guilty in front of him and turn around and file the appeal. So there's a couple of things to discuss how the appeal works. So once we get that decision at the district court, we have 30 days to get it filed to the bigger court, to the circuit court. Now, I've got a bad habit. I'll refer to the district court as the junior varsity court, and then I'll call the circuit court the varsity court. But we're moving her up to the bigger court. So we have 30 days to do it. If we miss the 30 days, this thing is just over and gone. And there's actually two things that we have to get done within 30 days. So the first is we get what's called the record from the district court. It's not super complicated, and it's about a $10 fine sometimes. But we pay that, we get the certified copy, and we have to have that in order to go file with the circuit court. But 30 days is plenty of time. It's not that hard. Sometimes the district judge will require us to post an appeal bond. So what that means is you got to pay the bond as a guarantee that you're going to appear at the circuit court. And what a lot of judges, like Judge Derrick, when they don't want people to appeal, he'll impose the maximum bond amount of $2,500. But what a lot of folks don't know is even when he does that, we can still file the appeal without paying the bond. And then the circuit court takes charge over it. At the circuit court, we'll be in front of the judge and be able to get that bond reduced. But the long and short of it is, it's not going to cost extra court fees in order to get that appeal filed. Now, once it's up on appeal, it's going to proceed basically like a felony case. So at the end of the day, there could be a full-on jury trial, and just as if it had started off there. So in some cases, it makes sense to file the appeal. Other cases, it does not. And then it depends on the cost. Now, if we're in one of Judge Derrick's courts or somebody like that, we go in planning on the plea and appeal, so it's already part of your pricing structure. If it wasn't, and we went ahead and did the trial, and then we filed the appeal, well, now it's just like a new felony case. So it's not like a complete new free shot. And what we hear a lot, it's like on a speeding ticket, or some sort of traffic violation. Client wants to take a chance at winning it, you lose, and then they want to file an appeal. And it's like, well, you're about to make this like a full-on felony case over a traffic ticket, and it's just probably not worth it. But you do have that right to appeal. So let's just say worst case scenario, we're evaluating the case, say, hey client, got some exposure here, we really think we should take the deal. And then you go, no, can't do that, let's have the trial. Go, all right, well then we go have the trial, and worst thing happens, you lose, you get sentenced to 6 months in jail. I can stand up and say, well, hey, we're going to file our appeal, give us 30 days to do that. Well, once we get that notice of appeal filed, that district court judgment stops. So you're not going to go in there, you're not going to go into jail, you're going to walk out of there with me. And all of my clients, when we do the Judge Derrick courts, we walk in there and we plead guilty, knowing we're going to appeal it, and he stands up there and sentences them to jail, but they never do any jail time. And then we can get it back up to the circuit court and try to get us a better result. So it would depend on the details of the case, whether it's a good idea or not. But when we go in there, we do a misdemeanor trial. It's very quick. We don't have a whole lot of time. Sometimes the judge doesn't let us do everything that we want to do, or maybe we didn't have a witness available and they wouldn't give us a continuance and made us go ahead. So there's any number of reasons we might file the appeal, but that would be the last step out of the misdemeanor court. And then whatever got decided at the circuit court level would then go back down to the district court and replace that judgment against you. And then we could move on to seeing about expungement or those other sorts of things.